Hello, my name is Lesa Gould. I am a member of St. Francis Episcopal Parish and Community Center, and I'm also the communications missioner, which means I tend to work on the website, social media, our marketing. I put together our worship bulletins. I'm also responsible for all the emails you get, including the SSS reflections. And despite working on those SSSs for the past 2 years, I have never personally done one. And today is my first time, and I'm very excited about it. So I hope you will join me as I discuss faith families. So to me personally, a faith family is a community of people that are gathered together around a shared faith. And so my first faith family was a Catholic church that I grew up in. I didn't have extended family living near me as a child. It was just my parents and my brother. Everybody else was a plane flight or a day's long car journey away. So it was great to have a range of ages of people who I saw usually more than once a week, who cared about what I was doing, but who I was, about where I was going. It was important to how I grew up. And I don't think I truly appreciated how important that was until around college when my childhood church got consumed by a merger. We had about a month's notice, and not much consideration was taken for either churches that were involved in this merger. It just happened, and nothing was the same. And that's how these things go. But it was hard. It was brutal. And it came at a time in my life where I needed something stable, like a faith family. Losing that just made everything so much more difficult. And I fell in and out of my faith for years. I was lost. And then we moved up to Timonium, my husband, I, and my son, and thought, okay, we've moved. It's time to maybe try to find a church again. And this time we looked at Episcopal churches, and we landed at one on Pot Spring Road, which is now where St. Francis is at. And the faith community there was life-saving. I was in a dark place and they pulled me out of it. And I can't properly express how important that was for me and how much I needed it. I tell people all the time, but I'm not sure anyone truly appreciates how big of a deal it was to feel loved and appreciated outside of my family. And it meant the world to me. And so when I saw an opportunity to use my experience and my background to help support the community through communications, I tried to step up. Given it was a bit of a challenge because being a parishioner at the same church you work for is a hard thing. And Christopher understood that and was concerned about my own well-being, and but he took a chance. He eventually took a chance on me, and I hope people have appreciated that. And when the word came out very shortly after I became communications missioner that there was talk of uniting two congregations together, it felt right because I had been through that process, and the lack of communications was one of the biggest problems during the merger of my childhood church. And so it was really important to me that communications were clear, that people felt like they knew all the steps of the process, that they had a hand in what was going on, that nothing was a surprise. Now, was it perfect? Did I accomplish all those things? No. I mean, it's a complicated process, and I only had a very small part in that. But I tried really hard to make this feel like a union and not a merger. And I know that for some people that's not going to happen. Like, I get that. I've been there and I get it so well. But I hope that some members of the community benefited from my efforts. I truly tried, and I really, truly hope that for some people, even though this was a hard time, that, they felt it, and they took a chance on St. Francis. And I really feel like my faith family grew after that transition. And I hope others did too, because these communities are important. They are truly, truly important. And that's why when the pandemic then rolled around, all of 2 months after St. Francis began its life as St. Thomas Epiphany Episcopal Parish, I was like, no, we cannot let this family fall so soon after being born. And as the communications person, I had to think creatively to figure out how we could be together without being together physically. And so, it was a challenge, but it was also a fun challenge to try to think of how can we do this in a digital world. And I am so grateful to all the people who, really took a chance and tried to learn new ways to be together, stepped out of their comfort zone. And I think we did really well. And I hope you watching this feel that way too. I mean, this is one of the products of that attempt to keep us together during the pandemic. And what this all means to me is that I have fought hard for this family because they fought hard for me. And they mean the world to me. You all mean the world to me. I love and appreciate you so much. And all of this I am saying because I want you to know without a shadow of a doubt that St. Francis Episcopal Parish and Community Center is important to me. And I will do anything to keep from losing it. So when I say to you right now that I submitted a letter of resignation in January of this year, it was not because I have any intention of leaving St. Francis. It's just that I am leaving payroll. So yes, this SSS video is of me announcing that I am stepping down as communication missioner at St. Francis. What it is not is me saying that I will no longer be at St. Francis. That is not what this video is about. This video is about how I came in at a time where I felt like I needed to come in and help with communications. And I did things that were truly important to me because I wanted to help this faith family that helped me. But now, I am being called in other directions. For those who don't know, my true passion in life is writing. When I first asked to be a communications missioner, I was suffering in self-isolation. That's a part of being a writer, is you spend a lot of time alone. You can find communities, obviously, but it can be hard. And I needed to know that what I was doing day in and day out meant something. And I appreciate so much the love and care and just gratitude that has been expressed by the St. Francis community for what I have done as part of the staff at St. Francis. And it is what I needed. I needed to feel like I had an impact. And during that time, during the nearly 3 years that I have been a communications missioner, things have changed for me as a writer. I have consistent readership. I have a platform. I have recognition. I have a publisher. I have won an award. Things have changed dramatically for me as a writer. And that's where my heart is. That's where my soul is. And to be able to become someone that is an established author, you need to have time and you need to have space to do it. And I don't have that right now. Not as someone who is on the payroll at some place other than my own home office. So I need to step away from my time commitment at St. Francis so that I can spend time on my passion. But that doesn't change how I am as a parishioner. Sorry, that was my cat Cricket. And I will still be showing up almost every Sunday. I will still be in the choir. I will still be reading lessons. I will still be participating in community events. In fact, as someone who will not be a staff member, I can actually start doing some things that I've been wanting to do at St. Francis for a long time. I want to be a part of building fundraiser events and community events, and I am dedicated to getting us a trunk or treat this year. I've missed it so much. And trunk or treats and Halloween, so if I have a energy to do that, that means I must be sticking around at least through Halloween, right? So in case you're questioning it, I am not leaving St. Francis. I am leaving the payroll. I'm just reiterating that. I may reiterate it some more later. But I'm still going to be here. I'm just not going to be the communications person anymore. I'm going to be your regular old parishioner who really enjoys volunteering. So, long story short, this is my faith family. I've lost one once. I don't want to lose one again. So, you'll have to drag me out kicking and screaming. You will have to pull me away with my fingernails dug into the ground. I'm not leaving. I'm just changing. I'm dropping off the payroll. But I'll still be here. And I'm still going to be supporting St. Francis in every way that I can. Just not through a paycheck. So, thank you for everything. Thank you for your support. Thank you for all the love and appreciation you have shown me. Everything I have done up until this point has been because I truly, truly love this community. It is a family to me. And I'm not leaving. I'm not. I'm just leaving payroll. Thanks, and I will see you around.